What is going on, guys? Swole Center back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about fasting. Now, it's more of a bro science type of video that I'm bringing rather than, this isn't like medical advice trying to, tell you guys what to do, but it is, letting you guys know what my experiences are and, kind of giving you the basic benefits and stuff, and then I'm going to go into a few theories that I have in mind that are pretty much bro science. So the first thing is that fasting is a type of reset, and I'd like to get into resetting from the gym first. Like, there is, evidence that backs up resetting from the gym resensitizes your mTOR pathway, which is a key pathway in muscle growth. And I'll get into the theory later, but I believe that fasting can also have a positive effect on this. Now, the mental upsides is that fasting takes discipline. And by the way, I'm talking about a 72-hour fast, like a long, sustained fast, not just like I fasted for 12 hours, then I'm gonna have breakfast the next day. I'm talking about like a long, sustained fast. Now, the discipline is one of the mental upsides. It is not the easiest thing. I also don't think it's as hard as many people think it might be. That could just be in my head, but I think, I'm currently 62 or 63 hours into my 72-hour fast right now. And it is a little bit difficult to focus, having a little bit, hard time getting words out right now as we speak. Another thing that I think it does for the better is that you learn about yourself. Certain things about your body become more clear. And even though it becomes hard to focus and stuff, like I'm talking internally, like you kind of understand what hunger feels like. A lot of people think, well, I'm hungry. That's really, I think, just like signals to your brain like, oh, I should eat now because I feel like I could eat right now and I'm used to eating this many times a day, and especially if you're not really tracking or you're not eyeballing what you eat really. You're just like most people, you just eat whatever you want whenever you feel like it. Now, if you're into the fitness space, which, hopefully you are, if you're watching this, I think that you do have a better understanding than most people, but you could still get jumbled up with, hunger signals and stuff. I think fasting is a great way to reset that. You sort of understand like that initial hunger in the first day was like really my body telling me, I'm used to eating now, why aren't we eating? And then after that, you become accustomed to, okay, this is the norm for a little while, but I'm okay. I'm not the most comfortable, but I'm surviving pretty well. Obviously, I'm going to get into the fat burning upsides of fasting. First one being ketosis. Your body's depleted your muscle and liver glycogen, so then it must at some point start using ketones and burning fat, uses fat as the main fuel source. I believe that it can resensitize your insulin too, because when you're constantly eating carbs, you become like the insulin sensitivity, the response for insulin being able to shuttle glucose into muscle cells, it goes down. So your body will have to keep releasing more and more insulin as you indefinitely keep eating carbs in order for the same effect to occur where that glucose gets shuttled. And that can be bad for a few things. Insulin resistance is pretty bad. For one, like it means that you're not efficiently using the carbs or fast digesting protein that you're consuming, because those usually cause the biggest insulin spikes. Now, that reduced insulin sensitivity means that because more insulin is going to be released to get the same effect, at some point it's just not going to be enough, even with more insulin, and your blood sugar is going to be elevated for an extended period of time after eating, those high fast digesting protein or high carbohydrate meals. So I believe fasting is a great way to reset this. You become very sensitive to the food that you're eating. And now let's get into the muscle building positives. That is more of a theory. One thing that I do know about like fasting that is more evidence-based is that your body will release more growth hormone during a fast to prevent some rapid catabolism of your lean mass, mainly muscle mass. That being said, though, I believe there's even more to this, because I think that with all this regained sensitivity and improved GH, once you start eating again, you will be much more sensitive to growth. Compounded with the fact that you take a break from the gym during this period, ideally a week and a half off. Once you end the fast and then you start training again, you will be sensitive to growth. You'll start regrowing. And a lot of people think, well, this is great if you're trying to lose weight. I think if you're a hard gainer, it could also be great because you keep eating and eating and eating. You hit a plateau right here. You take a fast, which is basically 2 steps back, plus a reset from the gym, and you regain 6 steps from getting back into training and eating. So you'll hit that plateau, you'll fast and detrain, then you'll start eating and training again, and you'll go back up to that plateau and surpass it. That's what I think the benefits are of fasting. Thank you. Like the video if you liked it. And as always, peace out.